So I have all of these so-called AI virtual team members that you can use as skills as a solopreneur. You don't have to go out and spend tons of money employing people, especially when you're just getting started. It's a fabulous way to just have all of these different AI team members to help you do all of these different functions. And you can literally hit backslash and name of the skill, and it'll start running these things every week. And that's how your time spent on the admin side and the operation side of your business gets significantly reduced because of these amazing AI team members. So you can plug all of these directly into your storehouse. So it doesn't just organize your business, it actually starts running parts of it for you. And then you can use Claude Cowork that I teach you also inside the program to be running these AI team members without you having to even be overseeing everything until you want to maybe approve the work that they've done. Or you can just let it go once it gets good enough and you don't even have to approve it. You can run without you. Girl, if life handed you a plot twist, a divorce, a layoff, an empty nest, or you're just ready to reinvent your life and write the best chapter yet, you're in the right place. It's not a midlife crisis, it's a calling. Hey, I'm Lori Ann, Christian AI business coach, single mom of 2 miracle babies, and the woman who rebuilt her entire life from her mom's living room floor while homeschooling my kids, working full-time, and earning my MFA in creative writing. And I built a 6-figure business doing all of it by the grace of God. We're putting God first, family second, and AI third. And God, He is never late. Hey girl, and welcome back to the Midlife Comeback Club podcast. I am so glad that you're here. New episodes are dropping still every Monday and Thursday. And if this is your first time hitting play, hi, I'm Lori Ann, and I have a feeling that you landed here for a reason. There's always a reason, right? So here's what I want to talk about today. I want you to think about the last time that you sat down and just typed a question into Google or ChatGPT or Claude, or even ask Siri something like, how do I start a coaching business? Or is it okay for a Christian to use AI in her business, for instance? And I want you to think about what came back. Because here's what I already know probably happened. You either got some slick, tech bro talking about funnels and conversion rates with zero soul inside anything he was talking about, or you got a really sweet devotional style page, telling you to pray about it and trust the process with absolutely no business roadmap attached to it. You probably got one or the other. Faith over here, but never both in the same room when it comes to AI and faith. And girl, I built my whole life around making sure that never has to happen to you again. And today I want to tell you exactly why that matters and why nobody else is standing in the spot that I'm standing in. And I'm going to get really specific with you today about this, okay? Because a lot of you have been asking me, what's actually inside your program, Lori Ann? And I don't want to just talk in circles about it anymore, okay? So today I'm going to be handing you one real piece of my program, one of my modules, so stay with me. But before we do, I want to take just a second to tell you about something if you haven't heard about the Midlife Comeback Club. This is my private community, which is for the woman who's felt that God is just nudging her towards something more in her life for years now, and who's just quietly wondering if AI is something she's even allowed to use, being a woman of faith. And it's for her because she's tired of choosing between spiritual, faith-based content and actual business strategic help that she needs. If she's thinking about starting an online coaching business, or if she already has started a coaching business and it's not very successful yet and not profitable. So Called to Coach, Built to Break Free is my brand new program that's inside of the Midlife Comeback Club. It's 6 phases, 22 modules, and lots of bonus modules that walk you through everything from A to Z on how to build your online coaching business powered by AI on the back end. It's a full AI powered business that you can build the foundation for in just 90 minutes a day in 90 days. And you don't just get me as your AI Christian business coach for the 90 days, you actually get me for the entire year with weekly live group Q&A calls that happen every single week with me. And it's just amazing. It's not a course. I wouldn't call it a course because it's actually what I like to call an annual group coaching mentorship. because I'm walking you through whatever questions you have along the way as you walk through the program. But everything is not built like some of the older courses were built in the online business world, because we no longer have to go through endless PDFs and endless long videos. I do have short videos in there, but everything else is powered by apps that I've built to make everything so much easier for you to get your answers a lot quicker. And it's also built on a lot of skills that I've created specifically that are detailed custom instructions that are going to generate the output that you want for the different aspects of your business that you need to be running, like content, like your visibility strategy, like your invoicing, your contracts, your onboarding, your actual AI brain that you have to build for your business, and all the different little skills along the way that you are constantly having to create. If you have a podcast, it could be show notes, it could be your podcast episode scripts, all of these little pieces of your business that used to take so long to create now can be done so much quicker with these skills. And those are all the different AI team members that I created. You no longer have to have employees. You can create this all yourself if you're just getting started as a solopreneur. And that's what I have inside of my program, to show you how to create these AI team members that handle a bulk of your tasks, but in a specific way that's built specifically for your niche and for your particular business. So that gives you a little bit more of a clearer snapshot about what the program entails. But I'll talk about more of my program at the end. But let's get into what I want to talk about today. So here's the lie that I need to drag out into the light right at the top of this episode. You might be thinking, there's nobody out there who actually gets both sides of me. Like you're thinking, I have this faith side of me, right? And then I also have the business side of me. And I need to somehow merge the two when it comes to this AI thing, but I have no idea how to go about that. And listen, if you've never even started an online coaching business yet, that lie sounds like probably you're thinking, I need to pick a lane. Either I have to go find some Christian devotional page that tells me to trust God's timing, or I have to go find a secular business coach who's going to make me feel like my faith is cute, but irrelevant to my P&L and this new AI landscape. And if you've already started your coaching business, if you've got clients, you have your website up, maybe you've even gotten really good at the actual coaching part of your business, that lie sounds maybe a little bit different. It sounds like, I'm fine with my clients, Lorianne. It's everything behind the scenes that's a total disaster. Your operations end. My notes are in my app. My content ideas are in another. You might be thinking my client details are somewhere else entirely. And every time I open AI to help me, I have to explain who I am and what I do all over again. And nothing is adding up. And I don't understand how this AI thing is really going to make my business so much stronger. It wasn't that the tools didn't exist. It was that nobody has probably helped you build the bridge between them. And so you're just waiting, or you overthink it and you're stalling, not because you lack your calling, not because you lack the ability to do what it is God is calling you to do, because you've been standing at some sort of intersection instead your whole life, looking left for the faith people and looking right over here for the business people. And nobody ever told you that you're actually allowed to just stand right where you are in the middle. You're allowed to have both things working at once when it comes to AI. So let me tell you about something that happened way before any of this stuff happened for me as an AI business coach. Back when I didn't even understand yet how much God was going to use the fact that I was always just a little bit different, a little bit outside of the box, I would say. But growing up, like in late elementary and middle school, all of my friends were listening to Broadway. And I love the Broadway tunes. I mean, I grew up on the Annie soundtrack, Cats, Les Mis, the whole deal. Always loved Broadway tunes too. And that was just what everybody listened to where I grew up. But I was also over here listening to other singers, like modern pop singer-songwriters, stuff that wasn't really cool in the Broadway world. I was kind of listening to the radio here or there. And I remember auditioning in 7th grade for the big high school musical review. And you had to sing something a cappella. You had to get up on the big, large stage at our high school. And pretty much every single person who walked into that theater picked a Broadway tune. It was either something from Annie, something from Cats, or Les Mis. And that's just what the review was. But I decided that I was going to get up there and sing What About Love by Heart, the rock band. Yes, Heart. And the director's face was absolutely priceless. I still remember it to this day. And I really didn't even question what I had selected to audition with until I was like in the middle of singing it. And I realized, wow, I think nobody else is doing a pop or a rock song. And I'm the only one up here doing this. And I think he was genuinely in shock. But that song actually ended up showing something none of the Broadway tunes could really show. And it was how much I could really project, or how my voice could actually carry, and that I could hit the high notes, and that there was a different tone in there maybe than everybody else expected. And here's the thing, girl, I wasn't trying to deliberately stand out. Like I said, I didn't even realize that maybe I had picked a song that was completely out of the box until I was like halfway through singing my audition. Because I didn't even really understand that I was standing out until that very moment. I just liked the song, and I thought it showed my range. And I had no idea that literally nobody else in that room would think to bring a rock song into a Broadway audition in the middle of this really huge, nice theater at my high school. And I wasn't rebelling. I wasn't strategizing. I was just being exactly who I already was. That was what I loved at the time. I had already auditioned with some Annie songs before, and I wanted to do something different. But here's how the story ends, okay? I ended up getting the only solo in that entire high school musical review as a 7th grader, which is kind of unheard of at the time, because usually it was the older kids that got the solos. But the one thing that made me feel a little out of place, a little not like everybody else, that was actually the exact thing that set me apart from the crowd and got me that part. So being different wasn't actually the risk. Being different was the entire reason it actually worked. And there's a verse that I keep coming back to lately, and it's Esther, chapter 4, verse 14. For such a time as this. We all know that one. And here's what gets me about that 7th grade audition story, looking back now. I didn't choose to be different so I could someday build a business at the intersection of faith and AI. I was just a kid who loved a rock song. But God was already stitching something together in me. A comfort was standing outside of the expected so-called lane decades before I'd ever needed it for anything real. And girl, I think about that. And I think about you when I think about that story. The things that made you feel a little off or a little different from everybody else, those weren't accidents either. God was positioning you, not randomly. He was positioning you for such a time as this. So I want to get really specific with you now, because I know a lot of you already have a coaching business that you've started, and maybe the coaching part of coaching your clients isn't really your problem. Your problem is that everything behind the scenes feels like scattered piles, right? You have one app for notes, you have one for content, you have one for client info, and an AI tool that forgets who you are the second you close the tab, and you get really frustrated. And I call this the storehouse. Malachi 3:10, right? Talks about bringing everything into the storehouse. It's one place where what you've gathered actually lives, instead of scattered everywhere and half-forgotten spots that you can never find when you need them. And here's the thing that's going to surprise you, though. Your storehouse isn't a fancy new app or something you have to learn. It's actually just a simple Claude project that we're going to talk about today. One single project. Inside the same Claude you might already be using just to search things up or ask it something, right? And this storehouse actually remembers who you are every single time that you open it. And here's how to start building yours today. Okay, number 1, I want you to understand what a Claude project actually is if you're not familiar with it. Inside Claude, a project is not just a chat, okay? It's a home that you're going to build once, where you can attach documents, and you're going to give it custom instructions specific to you about who you are, about your business, your voice, your niche, your ideal client. And once that's set up, every single conversation you have inside that project already knows you, no matter what. No more re-explaining your business every time you open a chat. That's the whole difference between using AI like a search engine and using it like a real live team member. Okay, number 2, build the brain before you build anything else. This is really important. Before your storehouse can hold your content, your client work, or your KPIs, your numbers, it needs a foundation, what I call your AI brain. All right. That's really just 3 simple pieces: clear instructions about your business and your voice, a description of your ideal client, and your niche laid out plainly. Okay. And once these 3 things live inside of your Claude project, everything you ask it to help you with from that point forward comes out sounding just like you, not like a generic robot, like you. And number 3, here's your real do it yourself version that I'm giving you tonight. Okay. Open Claude and create a new project. Name it after your business or your hypothetical business that you want to create. Then in the project instructions, just go ahead and paste something like this: I am a coach who helps. Insert who you help with, what you help them with, insert what you help them with. My tone is describe your voice. Are you warm? Are you direct? Are you faith-filled? Are you inspirational, friendly, engaging, conversational? Whatever's true for you, put that in there. And my ideal client is, describe your ideal client. Okay. Just give it a broad general idea of what your ideal client is. And remember all of this in every conversation we have inside this project. That's it. That's 1 paragraph saved into your project instructions. And it's a real working now mini AI brain, let's call it. It's not the whole full, complete, polished version, but it's genuinely functional tonight for free. I have an entire really customized instructions and actually an AI brain builder app that I built, which helps you really get detailed and really dive deep into all those things I just mentioned. But this will give you enough to really clarify who you are, who your ideal client is, and what kind of tone you want. Okay. And number 4, once it's built, everything else is going to live underneath it. And this is the part that changes everything. Because from that point forward, your content planning, your client prep, your weekly to-do list, all of it happens as conversations inside of that one project that you just created, not scattered across 5 different tools. It's in one complete storehouse. And everything you gather goes inside of that. And everything you need comes back out of it, already sounding like you. And here's where I want to be really honest with you, because I don't want to oversell this. What I just gave you is real. You can actually build a genuine working version of your storehouse tonight with that 1 little paragraph of instructions. But here's what the do-it-yourself version doesn't have. Inside my program, Called to Coach, Built to Break Free, you don't handwrite that paragraph yourself and hope you get it right. Like I said, I actually created my AI Brain Builder app that generates really complete, customized instructions that I've worked on for a very long time and iterated and seen what works and what doesn't. It's a complete polished version of those project instructions. And it gives you your brand voice file that you can attach to your project and your actual niche direction draft for you as well in minutes, just ready to attach directly into that project. And once your storehouse is built, those specific skills that I teach throughout the rest of my program, the ones that'll handle your photos, your social media captions, your show notes if you have a podcast, your scripts, your invoicing, contracts, onboarding, how to sell in the DMs, all these different pieces. I have so many different AI team members, like I like to call them, that are actual skills that I have iterated and made sure that they work properly. Oh, and one is like for generative engine optimization, or AEO, which is answer engine optimization. This is how you really want to get found in the large language models like ChatGPT and Perplexity and Gemini and Claude and ChatGPT. All of these things are so important. So I actually have a visibility strategist skill that helps you define all of that and what topics you should be discussing if you have a podcast or in your social media or whatever that looks like for you, so that you can start answering the questions that people are searching for and they will find you in these large language models, because that's where SEO is landing. It's no longer if you're at the top of the feed when you Google something, it's really, are you being recommended in these large language models like ChatGPT and Claude? So I have all of these so-called AI virtual team members that you can use as skills as a solopreneur. You don't have to go out and spend tons of money employing people, especially when you're just getting started. It's a fabulous way to just have all of these different AI team members to help you do all of these different functions. And you can literally hit backslash and the name of the skill, and it'll start running these things every week. And that's how your time spent on the admin side and the operation side of your business gets significantly reduced because of these amazing AI team members. So you can plug all of these directly into your storehouse. So it doesn't just organize your business, it actually starts running parts of it for you. And then you can use Claude Cowork that I teach you also inside the program to be running these AI team members without you having to even be overseeing everything until you want to maybe approve the work that they've done. Or you can just let it go once it gets good enough and you don't even have to approve it. You can run without you. But here's what I really want you to walk away with today. You're not confused about faith and AI. The two can live in the same place. And you're not disorganized because something is wrong with you and you're trying to figure out all of this AI stuff. You've just never had someone to show you that there can be one storehouse, one true home for all of it. And all of these AI team members can be doing the work for you once they're created. So you already took step one, right? You built your storehouse this week. Even the simple version of it is going to make such a huge difference in your business. It brings what's scattered into just one central place. And for such a time as this, girl, not a random time, not a too late time, this time is yours to make it what you will. And it's never been a better time to overhaul your current online coaching business with these AI powered systems. Or if you haven't even gotten started yet and you're just about to start a coaching business, you've been thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, you want to know the way to do this right, you want to do it the new way in the AI era, that's everything that I teach inside my new program called To Coach, Built to Break Free. So I definitely have the link down in the show notes. You can check it out. Jump on the wait list. We just closed the doors a few weeks ago, but I will be reopening the doors coming up soon in the next few weeks in August. We're in 2026 now. So definitely check that out. It's loriannfeely.com/waitlist. LORIANNF as in Frank, EELEY.com/waitlist. And if you have absolutely no idea, if you haven't started your coaching business, what you would want to coach or what you feel like God is calling you to coach, definitely take my quiz too. That is the calling quiz, and it's loriannfeely.com/calling quiz. It's LORIANNF as in Frank, EELEY.com/calling quiz. And in just 3 minutes, you'll find out what God is calling you to coach. So if this episode stirred something inside of you, and I really, really hope it did, I want to tell you about something I built specifically for you. And that is the Midlife Comeback Club is my own private community for the woman who feels all of this exact tension that we discussed today. Faith on one side, business AI tools on the other, and nobody bridging the gap, like nobody bridging the two. And if you're ready to finally stop choosing between them, this is the place for you. Inside my club, you get access to my new program that I told you about called To Coach, Built to Break Free. It's my 6-phase, 22-module program with extra bonus modules being added all the time. You will get updated information about the course for as long as you are a member. Today, you got a taste of what Module 3 looks like with building your AI command center, or what we like to call your storehouse. And inside the program, my AI Brain Builder app actually hands you that polished version of all of your files instantly. And every skill that I teach after that plugs directly into your storehouse. So it doesn't just hold your business, it's actually all of these skills that I've created to hand over to you as your own AI team. It helps you run your business. You also get live weekly group coaching calls with me where I walk you through applying all of these faith-powered AI systems that I've created to whatever you're building that week. You're surrounded by a whole community of women standing exactly at the same intersection that you are. You're not alone. They're building alongside of you. And you don't have to choose between your faith anymore and AI strategy, because I've got it all inside one storehouse. And that full 90-minute rhythm is laid out for you. I teach the 90-minute CEO framework so that you can put God first, family second, and AI third. You have more time to spend with your family. You can build the entire foundation for your coaching business in just 90 days. But like I said, you don't get me for just 90 days. You get me for the entire year. It's an annual group coaching mentorship, because I know once you build the foundation with these AI systems, you're still probably going to have questions as AI changes and as you actually implement it into your business. So I wanted to give you that runway of an extra 9 months where no matter what, you can come into the community, you can ask me questions inside the community, and otherwise you can always show up at the live group coaching calls. We also have the replays available, so you can also catch those with any questions. And if you're ready, I want you to go ahead and click the link in the show notes. It's loriannfeely.com/waitlist. I'll be opening the doors really, really soon. And you can also learn more about the Midlife Comeback Club there on my website. Give yourself just permission to stand exactly where God has put you at this place and this time, with a system, an AI system that actually is going to work for you and make things so much easier, because you don't have to do this alone. You can be in an entire community of other midlife women walking through the same journey that you are. I just want to thank you so much for being with me here today. If you know a woman who's drowning in the back end of her business right now, scatter notes, an AI tool that forgets who she is every time she opens it, send her this episode. She needs her own storehouse too. And let me leave you with this. You didn't stumble into this intersection by accident. You were actually positioned here for such a time as this. So until next time, keep putting God first, your family second, and trust that now you have the faith-powered AI systems here to help you every step of the way. I will catch you back here for the next episode, and thank you so much for listening. Hey girl, I hope today's episode gave you a little faith, a little fire, and maybe even a next step you didn't have when you pressed play. So if it did, would you take 30 seconds and share it with one woman in your life who needs to hear this right now? And if this podcast has a speaking to your heart, I would absolutely love it if you leave me a quick review over on Apple Podcasts. It helps this show reach more midlife women just like you who are ready to start building the life God actually designed them for. So until next time, keep choosing faith over fear, and don't you dare give up on your next chapter. I'll see you back here really soon.